Hello, Mark here from the RL team. I'm still in Yorkshire on the Wolds, having a look at the trials that Frontier run for us on their big demo site. I have to say, I've been here a number of times over the years. It's a very well run trial site with lots of different crops, including a number of our recommended list trials. And yeah, this year again the plots look in very good condition, so well done to the team here. This year we've added a contract for winter rye and winter triticale. So these crops we have descriptive lists for we don't collect a lot of levy for these smaller crops, so we can't do many trials, but there is an increasing popularity, especially in rye, and we did feel like we wanted to produce some more robust data for these crops, and also because we've started to produce disease ratings for rye and triticale this year, which you can find on the app. And but at the moment, well, for the last number of years we've only had trials in the south and in the east of England, just a couple, so it's really difficult to get robust data for these crops. So we've decided to add a site here in Yorkshire, and we're running another new set of trials in Fife in Scotland as well, so we've got a good spread across the UK now. And yeah, hopefully in the next few years the data for these small crops should get a lot more robust, and especially the disease data. So they're both interesting break crops that in the right situations, and if you've got a market for it, can be really interesting options, I guess, especially with rye. Now with rye there are more options. You've got the grain, obviously that's the part that we're testing, but you've also got the whole cropping options. So some in the descriptive list trials you may not find all the rye varieties that are being sold, because for whole cropping there are different ones as well that we can't really test in our system. That's based on sort of grain quality. Triticale, it's a really easy to grow crop and you can get really good yields from it. It's got good standing power. The yields can be comparable to wheat. It's got main weakness in certain varieties, and that's yellow rust, and you really need to look after that, make sure you pick the right variety as well, because there are big differences between the varieties, as we can see. I can show you here. So this first bed here is all disease observation plots that have had no fungicide, so we can have a brief look at the differences. For the rye, the main thing we're looking at is brown rust, and I couldn't find any, so I'll leave that for now. But do keep an eye on, if you are growing rye, keep an eye on brown rust, because once it gets going in rye it can really explode. So really just just keep an eye on your rye crop there. Now with triticale, it's the other rust, yellow rust. So this variety, no fungicide, full of yellow rust. Then next to it is one that's got some, but then here next to this one, again completely untreated. Yeah, there's a little spot there, but otherwise, you know. So varietal choice is important in these crops, and with us doubling the number of sites where we can collect the disease data, hopefully the disease ratings will be a lot more robust in the next couple of years. Just walking past to see if I can find another one. Oh, here we go. Look, this one is just loads of fresh yellow. But yeah, big differences between the varieties.